Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome to our Tuesday training call. My name is Sarah Walker. I'm joined by Lorena Allred, and we are in consultant development and training at the home office. We apologize for the little delay there. We wanted to give everybody a chance to get onto the call. Looks like we have probably one of the highest attending numbers we have had in a very long time. Our topic today is Scentsy Diffusers and Scentsy fragrance oils. So before we get started on the bulk of today's call, we just wanted to let you know today's call is going to operate a little bit differently than normal. We know we have a lot of repeat listeners, and we certainly appreciate your support. We do have some new ones on the call as well. So if you have never attended one of our Scentsy trainings or webinars, as they are, Lorena does have a few housekeeping slides to review with you in just a moment. You'll notice on that slide there just some bullet points to remember as we go through the call. We'll have you use the Q&A box on the right-hand side of your WebEx screen for those of you who have dialed in alongside with your phone and your computer. So if you have any questions for the call, just to let you know, the two of us are in here for this particular call, and normally when you join us on Tuesdays, we try to answer all of them like one by one, and you are almost guaranteed a response to your question on the live call. We do have a few extras who are typically on the call with us, but today, of course, we have some missing bodies.
It's just the two of us. So you're going, my concern is that you think that we don't see you on that Q&A box, because usually on our regular Tuesday calls, we're pretty Johnny on the spot trying to answer questions or at least let you know that we see you. We have over 1,200 people on the call now, and that number is actually still climbing. And with just Sarah and I trying to get information out to everybody, it's going to be pretty much near impossible to specifically answer every question. So please don't think that we don't see your questions. We want you to write questions in that Q&A box. At the end of this, we will compile all the questions that we get in order to make our FAQ more relevant to the questions that you have. So please don't think that we're ignoring you there. Use that Q&A box to get questions in, and we will get to as many questions as we can at the end of the call. If you are new to WebEx, you will see at the top of the screen, if you are calling in just via the computer, you'll see a tab up there that says Communicate, and then you'll see where it says Audio Broadcast, and then it will say Join. If you lose sound and you're listening through your computer, you can click on that, and that will rebuffer the sound so you can jump back in to the call. If you ask in the Q&A box, I'm afraid that might get lost in trying to answer all of these other questions. And I think I'm going to stop talking now because we have a lot of things to get to.
Okay, so today's call is being recorded, and we'll join the already posted PowerPoint slides on the Training Center. So those are already on. If you want to print those off, pull them up on your computer screen, kind of split your screen if you want and follow along. Those have already been posted, so you can follow along with us as we go through the slides. But the whole recorded call with the slides, the whole kit and caboodle, will be posted to the Training Center within 2 business days, if not sooner. We're going to work our little cabooses off here to get it posted for you today. We understand a lot of people may not be able to join the live broadcast today during the day with us now, but as soon as maybe they get off work later on this evening, once the kiddos are to bed, they want to take advantage of the training. So we're going to work to get that posted for you today to the Training Center. Let's get started. We have a ton of information. Like we said, this is not going to be like your typical training call where we kind of banter back and forth. We have consultant presenters on with us. We have an official Q&A at the end, and we do prizes too. This one, there is so much information and coming so closely, following Scentsy Family Reunion last week. There's a lot of buzz about this product, and we want to make sure that you are armed with all of the information to help with your customers and your teams. So we're going to go through, I'm going to share a lot of information that Heidi Norville shared from stage. They did a really wonderful job of messaging the new system with the diffusers and the oils. So we want to leverage that information as well. Dan Orchard did a series of breakouts actually, on that last day last week.
They were full.
And they were jam-packed full. So using both of those presentations and then incorporating some of the FAQs that we have anticipated, we have put together today's content for the call. toward the end of the call, I do have a couple slides set up for resources for documents you can find in the resources tab, information for Scentsy Family Store, and then the FAQ document. But like I said, we'll get to that toward the end of the call. I just wanted to give you an overview of what you can expect today. All right, so let's launch in. I have control of my slides. All right, so we went from the hottest new things in candles to a world-class fragrance company to a world-class personalized fragrance experience company. But our transformation did not end there. So our progression as a company has been from wickless candles that everybody knows and loves to fragrance, to personalized fragrance with our layers line, to now the personalized sensory experiences. Okay,
it's amazing.
We are extremely proud of our new product line because it shows us what can be while staying true to what we do best, right? Our new system that we have is all about beauty, and for those of you who are following along on your computer, if you've had a sneak peek at the products at Scentsy Family Reunion last week, I know there are a ton of images floating around on Facebook, as well as the resources tab. We do have the PDF versions of the catalog, so a lot of you have seen these images. They are beautiful. This system delivers an all-encompassing immediate sensory experience, whereas, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, whereas with the wax and warmers, it takes a little bit extra time for that heat to start to release those molecules of the wax and the fragrance. The Cool Mist, the diffuser, it's almost instantaneous, right? And we'll go over this as well. This is completely unlike anything we've ever done before. But I still want you to know that we've just reimagined the simple system. So all of you are familiar with our warmers. You plug in the warmer, you turn it on, and you add wax. It's very simple. This is also a simple system. So with the introduction of the Scentsy Diffuser and the Scentsy oils, we are now expanding beyond that fragrance experience. So this one has mist, it has lights, it has natural fragrances, and it is truly special. You can make a style statement with these 3 modern interchangeable designs. You can customize them to match your decor or your mood with 16 LED lighting effects. From all of our research that we've done, we are confident that there is a massive opportunity in combining the best of what Scentsy is and the best of essential and natural oils in this huge gap that we've seen between traditional home fragrance and this emerging oil market. So the best thing about this is that the diffuser and oil system is just as simple to use as our wax and warmer system. Just like warmers and wax, we'll now have diffusers and oils. There we go. Look at those pretty bottles. So let's spend some time on the Scentsy oils. And as you can see, they're purple. Can you see those bottles?
The bottles are so
These are beautiful.
We don't want amber-colored bottles.
No, we want purple. Come on. There are 3 types of oils to choose from, and we'll go through each of these. They're each developed for a different fragrance experience, So we have essential oils, we have essential oil blends, and then we have 100% natural oils. So let's talk about the essential oils first. All right, so these are steam distilled from the most fragrant botanicals in the world and offer a pure, singular fragrance, or you can combine them with other Scentsy oils to personalize your scent. We are launching with 3 popular essential oils, and those include eucalyptus, lavender, and peppermint, and you can see those on the screen now. I tried to make the images a little larger so you could get the description of said fragrances. While we're talking about essential oils, I just wanted to go into some things really quickly with you. You hear a lot about different grades of essential oils. You hear words like therapeutic, grade A, clinical grade. We just wanted to let you know that these are only marketing terms defined by individual companies to refer to their own products. There actually is no authority that certifies essential oils. From our point of view, and we're not trying to compete or say anything bad about anybody else on the market, from our point of view, what matters to us is the fragrance. We are a fragrance company. We worked with the best essential oil fragrance companies in the world to create the best smelling, highest quality essential oils. For instance, our lavender essential oil and our peppermint essential oil come from different distillers because each one of those is best at what they do. So whatever someone else's claim may be, you can never be better than the best. And we went with the best oils in the world. We maintain the highest levels of purity, efficacy, and safety controls through each and every stage of our development and manufacturing processes to ensure unsurpassed results that meet only the highest standards. Scentsy oils are the best, as we are working with the best fragrance houses that specialize in essential oils and natural oils. They have been around for decades and comply with all regulated safety requirements, as well as protecting the lands where these botanicals come from. But essential oils on their own, or even mixed, don't provide the variety of fragrance experiences that Scentsy customers are used to. So let's go over to our essential oil blend. So these are created in partnership with expert cultivators and fragrance designers. They are handcrafted into a complex aromatic formula. And again, remember, we are mostly concerned with the fragrance.
The fragrance is the most important part.
Okay. So we created these 6 essential oil blends, and you can see those images there. There's Bliss, Calm, Clear, Kick, Rest, and Think. These are made up of pure essential oils mixed together because they smell great. Now, we gave all of these blends descriptive names with just one word, like Bliss, Clear, Kick. It gives customers new ways to think about fragrance. So just by hearing those words, you automatically connect with some emotion, some mindset, right? So you know exactly kind of what you can expect when you're smelling these particular fragrances, okay? Research has proven that if you can frame a fragrance in your mind, it provides a better sensory experience. These single word names allude to how someone might feel when they're using these oils or the mood they want to create by diffusing them. Okay, so let's move on to 100% natural oils. So for the most complex natural fragrance experience, our 100% natural oils are most similar to the Scentsy fragrances you and your customers know and love, but offer your customers maybe an all-natural alternative. Okay, so these are created from blends of naturally derived ingredients and steam distilled oils, globally sourced from the most fragrant plants and spices. So when we say distilled, that could be either steamed or pressed, just to let you know. These are steam distilled, okay? We are launching at this time with 12 100% natural oils. Cedar, lemon, lavender is amazing. Ginger, orange. You can see all of these here. There are 12. They are incredible.
Vanilla nutmeg.
Oh, that one smells so good. They are multi-dimensional fragrances that you and your customers will love. So let's review a few things before we move on to the diffuser while we're still talking about oils here, okay? So all these Scentsy oils come in a 15 milliliter bottle. There's approximately 250 drops. We recommend starting with 4 to 5 drops, and then you can add more if or as desired, depending on how strong you want your fragrance to be. All Scentsy oils come with a dropper inside the bottle, and as we just went over, there are 21, at least at this point. Let's move on to these beauties. Okay, so let's take a look at the diffuser. The Scentsy diffuser and the diffuser shade come packaged in 2 different boxes. They do not look anything like our warmer boxes, do they? These are beautiful. I love the botanical design and natural paper set the diffuser apart from other Scentsy products, which are equally beautiful in their own right. This is just a different line, so we wanted to change it up a bit with the packaging, kind of make it more resonant of that natural component, okay? The oils come in boxes that coordinate with this too. All right, so let's move on. Here we go. Here's the diffuser. So you can see from here on the screen what they look like without all their beauty. This is kind of the nuts and bolts, right? So you have that proprietary polymer reservoir. It resists corrosion, even with the most acidic oils. There are 3 misting options, and we're going to go over all of this. I just want to go over these diagrams with you right now. So you can customize the fragrance intensity control. Then you have an anodized aluminum base for maximum durability. There is a large water reservoir for up to 8 hours of continuous use. And there's also a little button at the bottom there for 16 different lighting options that perfectly suit your mood. So if we go over to the right-hand side on that image, this is that simple system we were talking about. Boom, boom, boom. Like with our warmers, you plug it in, you turn it on, you add your wax, you enjoy. This one, you're adding water and the oil to the reservoir. You choose your light and your mist options. and then you enjoy for up to 8 hours. Simple system, right?
Easy.
Okay. So it's made of durable plastic with a special ceramic disc set in the bottom that, like we said earlier, resists corrosion even with the harshest oils. The disc, though, is what makes the diffuser work so well. So to use this, like we said, just take it apart. You can add up to 4 ounces of cool tap water to the base of the unit. Just remember, do not go past the maximum fill line. There's a reason why it says maximum fill line. Don't go past that, okay? And then as we said earlier, start with 4 or 5 drops of Scentsy oil, or you can add more for a bolder fragrance experience. Pick any oil or combination of oils. Maybe you're a mixer. I'm a big recipe gal with my wax, so I think I'm going to have to experiment with these oils as well.
Oh, good. I'll let you experiment.
It's your choice. This is all personal. The cool thing is with 21 fragrances, the combinations are limitless, and the strength of that fragrance is completely up to you. So next you'll put on the top of that diffuser base, you put on the shade. And while we're speaking about shades, just to let you know, at least at this point, I can neither confirm nor deny, but at this point you can't buy the shades separately, but you can choose one of the 3 options when you do purchase your diffuser. All right, so let's go over to those shade options now. There are 3 shades: Instill, Aspire, and Evolve. There are 16 different light options. We talked about this before. These are just some specs I wanted to add to drive these points home to you. 3 missing options. It's an ultrasonic nebulizing diffuser. There's a lifetime warranty. We're going to go over all of this stuff, and the host rewards. But for this, you need to use 2 of your half-price items, and we'll go over this a little bit more in detail later. Okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. There are 2 buttons on the bottom of that base, right? One is to control the mist, and one controls the light color. There are, as we said, 16 different lighting options. You would press the light button once for highlight, again for low light, and for those of you who want a candle flicker effect, 3rd time, and then 1 more time to turn it off completely. If you want to switch to the LED light, you would press and hold that light button for about 1.5 seconds. And then by pressing the button again, you can advance through all the colors and pick one that fits your mood or fits your decor. Now, the other button on that base controls the ultrasonic diffuser disc. So you'll press this button once for high mist, and on this setting, your diffuser will stay on for about 4 hours. Press it again for low mist. On this setting, your diffuser will be on for about 8 hours. You can press it again to turn it off. Now, there is an intermittent mode. To do this one, you would hold the button for 1.5 seconds, and then your diffuser will cycle between high and off about every 30 seconds. So if you opt for this setting, which I think this is what I'm going to do with mine, your diffuser will stay on for about 8 hours. And then when the diffuser is out of water, it automatically turns off. How convenient is that? Isn't that neat?
That's my favorite part.
Love, love, love. Okay. So here's an image of Heidi Norval sharing the diffuser and oil experience from Scentsy Family Reunion last week. So we're going to stay on the slide for a while. You won't see anything advancing too much. So don't worry. I just have a lot of information to share, but I wanted you to just see all of the different options that you can do with these. This is just such an incredible product. I'm really excited about it. So while we can see this image on the computer screen here, let's talk a little bit more about the benefits of the diffuser. We've mentioned a few things, but I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here. We knew we could produce the best smelling oils in the world, but how could we ensure that the diffuser experience would be as wonderful as the fragrances? Ultrasonic diffusers are the industry standard, but we wanted a diffuser with our quality and our attention to design and aesthetics to deliver a Scentsy experience that, of course, warms, enlivens, and inspires. Okay. We started with the world's most advanced ultrasonic nebulizing diffuser. So those are really big words, but it's really simple to practice.
Hallelujah. Thank goodness.
Sweet Mother of Moses, we're back. Okay, we're nothing if not flexible around here.
Make it work.
This is just all part of our authenticity here. All right, so we were talking about really big words. like ultrasonic and nebulizing. So let's go back to this. When you add the water and the fragrance oil to the diffuser, the disc vibrates in a precise way to release fragrance into the air immediately as a fine mist. So it's that delicate balance, the precise vibration, that makes our diffuser the best. So there are a lot of companies out there that make ultrasonic diffusers that don't last. Just Google ultrasonic diffuser and you'll see a lot of bad reviews. And we're not bashing anybody out there. We're really not.
That's not what we're intending to do at all.
Just trying to let you know how our Scentsy diffuser is different. And I'll get to that in just a minute. Our manufacturing partner actually received a very prestigious Product Innovation Award for the technology advancement in our diffuser. And we are so confident in that technology and confident in the durability of our diffuser that we are offering a lifetime warranty. Did you hear that? A lifetime warranty.
Go on Amazon and look up some diffusers and see what their warranties are.
Yeah, most of them are maybe 1 to 2, perhaps 3 years if you're lucky. This is a lifetime warranty, okay? This is unheard of in the market, okay? So speaking of that market, there are other oils that will work in a Scentsy diffuser, and likewise, our Scentsy oils could be used with any other diffuser. But our oils and our world-class diffusers are designed to be used together just like our warmers and wax, okay? There is no competition for our quality. Besides, buying them together as a system is convenient and delivers the best possible sensory experience. And like we said, we're all about the fragrance and the senses, right? Okay, so when we look at natural fragrances, they have different characteristics from our wax fragrance. They are not well suited to be used with heat or wax. To get a beautiful fragrance experience, essential oils need to be received cold. They have to be diffused, and here's the difference. When you warm a Scentsy bar in a warmer, the different notes of that fragrance are released over time, so the character of that fragrance actually changes. You hear a lot of talk about top notes, mid notes, base notes. This all makes up the character of that fragrance. So as you leave your warmer on, like who leaves their warmers on 24/7, right? You'll notice that the fragrance changes over time. It takes a few minutes for that wax to get warm when you're changing it, right? And to release that fragrance into the air. The fragrance oils in a diffuser deliver a precise fragrance for the entire period of time. It's carried by the water instead of the wax as that carrier system. So through the diffuser, Scentsy oil fragrances are experienced immediately and maintain a consistent character. So the fragrance does not change over time with the diffuser like they do with the wax. They just smell wonderful equally, right? So we're not saying one system is better than the other. They are amazing in and of themselves, right? So you, like, I'm a wax and warmer girl, but I'm also an oil and diffuser girl. You don't have to pick one or the other to really enjoy fragrance. It's all about how you want that fragrance when you're home at that particular moment. Like, say I leave my warmers on 24/7, but maybe at night I want to have my diffuser in my bedroom with lavender going. You know, it's a totally different experience that we're talking about here, okay? So we knew if we, a wax and warmers fragrance company, were going to enter the essential oils market, we needed to align with our mission statement to be industry leading. We needed to deliver products that are artistic, creative, and of high quality. And we need to create something new and do it with excellence. And we need to do what we do best. We provide amazing products that warm the heart, enliven the senses, and inspire the soul. Fragrance, whether delivered through natural and essential oils or otherwise, has a proven effect on our well-being. And that holds true for natural or essential oils or synthetic fragrances. Fragrance is fragrance, and it can all have a positive effect on our emotions. Now, we want to be very, very clear. Essential or natural oils aren't better than fragrance oils that are in our current Scentsy products. They're just different. All of our products are just as safe and effective as any other. And as with all of our home decor and fragrance products, you get what you pay for, okay? So the Scentsy diffuser is a terrific value at $130 US and $156 in Canada, especially when you consider the unmatched technology and the lifetime warranty. You can go out there and, you know, do some price comparisons. They range in price from, I mean, like, again, you know, you're getting what you pay for and you pay for what you get. You could get something for $50, you could get something of $300, $400 plus, but I'm darn near guaranteeing you're not going to get the lifetime warranty. You're not going to get 16 different LED options, 3 different misting options, right? Not only do you get the best quality diffuser, but each one of them is a high quality piece of decor as well. Now, I have a diffuser at home.
Not one of these.
Not one of these yet, but it's very small. It costs a pretty penny, and it does none of these little bells and whistles activities that ours has. And
you know,
I'm just saying.
Here's the one that, you know, the ones I see online. Okay, I'm not going to call them ugly.
They're not pretty.
But they're not pretty.
They're not works of art. They're not part of decor that you would showcase in your home. Just look at the beauty of the 3 shades that we offer. There is as much attention to detail on those shades as with any Scentsy warmer that we produce. Our oils are also priced competitively, and the prices differ by fragrance for essential oil and essential oil blends, ranging from $12 to $36. And then all of our 100% natural oils are priced at $10 each. Each bottle holds about 250 drops. So how long they last is based on how many drops you use to get your preferred fragrance experience. So we talked about this just a little bit ago, a few slides back. The product carries with it a new rule for host rewards. We've had a little bit of buzz about this, so let me explain why we did this. Your host must use 2 half-price items to receive the diffuser at that half-price dollar amount. So at a $130 PRV price tag, to allow the diffuser to be purchased with 1 half-price item, that would be detrimental to your business and to our ability to keep our products competitively priced. So let's think about this. Normally, if you have a party and someone's getting a half-price warmer at $40, you don't get paid commission on half-price products.
Nope.
Okay? You don't get commission on the hostess free credit. If there happens to be an overage, you would get PRV on that. But you do not get commission on those half-price items. So could you imagine all the hard work that you're going into to sell these diffusers? If we had everyone use that price point of $130 as a half price, that's seriously cutting into those party totals, right? Because they're not buying it for full price, obviously. They want to get it at half price. But this is also going to be a really good strategy for you moving forward to book more parties. So if you have someone who's interested in this diffuser, perhaps doesn't want to pay the full amount, have them do a qualifying party. They would have to do 2 of their hostess half-price rewards, right? But then to get to that dollar amount, they're also going to need to have that party. So people are purchasing more at that party to get that up. So just use that, kind of keep that in the back of your noggin as you're booking parties. This is a really great way to get that product. See, what else do we have here? We wanted your host to be able to get the diffuser at the half price dollar amount without being detrimental to our pricing and your commission. So we thought that this solution is reasonable and fair. So there you have it. The bulk of the information shared from stage at Scentsy Family Reunion is all yours. Shortly following the announcement from Heidi Norville about the new fragrance delivery system, we added, if you were at home or if you were at Reunion, you may have noticed that we added some helpful documents and FAQs to the resources tab of your workstation. If you haven't already reviewed those, I do recommend that you familiarize yourself with the FAQ documents, definitely as you're preparing to talk to customers and potentially teammates who have any questions before we actually launch. So if you were part of the early bird pricing at Reunion, you can start selling August 1. For everybody else and for the actual catalog product availability, it's September 1st. So take this time before we officially launch to familiarize yourself with the product. We said at the beginning of the call, I'll go over it again, and we'll probably go over it again in just a short time. All of the questions that are coming in on the Q&A log, we are recording these along with the recording of the call. We have a very robust list of questions that we have assembled from Scentsy Family Reunion. They came up in the breakout. We had everybody text questions to a certain text number while we were in Vegas last week. Then coupled with the questions from today's call, we are going to update the existing FAQ document on the resources tab of your workstation, okay? So we do have a little bit of time. I'll get to that in just a little bit. We do have a few more slides to go through, and then we'll get over to questions for everybody. So part of these documents we added to help you share the reimagined Scentsy system and the party experience. So here's just an image of the document. You'll find these in resources. It's called Sharing the Scentsy Diffuser and Scentsy Oils. So this is a really, really great document that outlines all of the benefits of the product. It goes through all of the steps so you can know your product, you can identify potential customers, gives you conversation starters. Maybe you're new to this oil market and your customers are too, and you don't know quite how to start that conversation. This is perfect. It gives you tips for sharing the experience, for potentially overcoming any objections you might get, and then follow-up. We all know that the fortune is in the follow-up. So take some time and read these documents. Like I said, these are just images I put on there just so you could recognize what they were. But go out to your resources tab and really familiarize yourself with this information, okay? We also have a how to host a Scentsy party with the Scentsy Diffusers, Scentsy Oils, and then Scentsy Skin products. We'll go over this in just a little bit as well. We do have some upcoming training calls for all of the new product lines that we have available. So this this particular document combines the diffuser, the oils, and the Scentsy Skin products. So we give you a party supply checklist. We give you a pre-party preparatory checklist. We give you a general party outline, and then even a sample script. Like I said, if you're brand new to this world of oils and diffusers and you're not quite sure where to begin, we have prepared you and we've given you that sample script, okay? So this is just the first page of that document. Take a look at that. Then we also have, these are fun, the Scentsy Diffuser Party Game Ideas page. So we have an oil bingo. I just put a little image of there so you can see what the oil bingo looks like. And there are different boards from which to choose. There's Guess That Smell. There's Scentsy Oil Matching Game. So yeah, here's another one. Just read through that. Familiarize yourself with all of the information as much as you can so you are armed and ready when that product officially launches, if not sooner, because people are already buzzing about it. I do want to talk briefly about the sample strategy. They'll talk about it within those party checklists, but I wanted to go over these with you shortly. For those of you who were at Scentsy Family Reunion, you had the opportunity to go into the product showcase as well as the store. These are just some images of the products that we have available for sampling. We have these products in the Scentsy Family store to help you share these oils with your customers. As we get closer to the official launch date of September 1, we will have more printed tools for you in the store and then soft goods. So just for today, I just wanted to show you some of those sample products that we have planned. So those are little itty-bitty tester vials. You'll see those, and they're purple as well, super cute. We have the blotter sticks. You'll want to, as with any essential oil, you need to be really careful not to put it up against any finished surfaces, okay? So as you're maybe dipping those blotters into the oil, there's a broad side that sits on the floor, and you just kind of bend up one of those, and then the oil that's on the end sits up above, so it's not touching anything. So you want to be really careful with that, that you're not just going to go into someone's home and, you know, as you're passing out samples, go over this information with those people in attendance so they know not to set that oil-filled blotter on, you know, Miss Mary's brand new wooden coffee table, because it would eat right through it. Well, like I said, we'll have more information related to this as we get a little bit closer that goes over some of these intricacies of the sample strategy. But for today's call, I just wanted to be a little prepared to show you kind of what those look like. We do have a sample strategy in place, and like I said, you'll get to know those as we get a little bit closer, okay? We have a little time left in the call. We do have about 14 more minutes to go over some of the more frequently asked questions. As you can imagine, the questions have been pouring in since last week's announcement. We have assembled a pretty robust list of questions that came up in the breakouts at SFR last week. And then again, as we're coupling those questions we get from today's call, we will update that existing FAQ document on the resources tab of your workstation.
Okay.
You got to go check out these FAQs because there's two of them, first of all. There's an FAQ for the diffuser, and then there's also an FAQ for the oil. So depending on where your question falls, you've got one of each. And I would recommend that you go and take a really good look at these FAQs because chances are that probably 60 to 70% of the questions that you're going to have are going to be answered on these FAQs. For example, the oils talk about the difference between an essential oil and a natural oil and what the difference is between our essential oils, our blends, and our natural oils. So if you are looking for a way to explain to your customers who are asking what's the difference, we've already prepared that for you in the FAQ. So please go and take a look at those. They are in the resources tab. You can print them off and maybe that will give you a starting point to answering your questions, but we know that we can't possibly cover them all, so
I'll go over a few of these. These are some of the frequently asked questions. We touched on this just a smidge, but I want to go over it again. Will it damage my hardwood floors, my walls, my clothes, my furniture, my ceilings? Yes, this is fragrance oil. You guys are accustomed to this with room sprays. Yep. And scent circles, you know that it needs to hang freely. So anywhere that it's going to come in direct contact, that mist will come in direct contact with any furniture, bedding, curtains, walls, like if you have it, if you have it on a bookshelf where there's another wooden bookshelf directly above it, let's not turn on that mist. Let's just have it open. Think of mist can go up into the air.
Think of room sprays. Think of scent circles, right? That has the, you know. Please do not just turn this on and think, oh, this is great. I'm gonna not worry about my sofa or my curtains or my brand new wood finished tabletop.
Let's talk about the shades really quickly. Can I purchase shades separately? No. Those Scentsy diffuser shades may not be purchased separately at launch. ...
As of now, that's what has been communicated to us, so that's what we are communicating out. Whether that may change at some point, we cannot answer that. But for now, the shades are one per diffuser.
Now, I will say the replacement shades may be obtained by contacting consultant support. All right. There's another type of shade. Can I use my lampshade collection shade with my Scentsy diffuser? No, you may not. The warmer wraps and the shades from the lampshade warmer collection are not intended to be used with the Scentsy diffuser. The top of the teardrop pedestal is taller than the wraps and the shades, and the pedestal diameter is too wide to accommodate the warmer wrap. Okay, we talked about this just a little bit ago. I'm going to go over it again. One of the #1 questions we've had, what if it runs out of water? Will it burn out the electric? No, the diffuser will automatically shut off when it runs out of water.
Right.
Okay, what else do we have? Oh, here's a big one. Can I use the perpetual party reward toward the purchase of a Scentsy diffuser? No, the perpetual party award does not count as one of those host reward half price, right? So only the host rewards earned from a qualifying party can be applied toward the purchase of the diffuser. Okay, how about a combine and save option? Nope.
I'm getting questions about the combine and save.
Nope. Okay, let's talk about size. How much area will the Scentsy diffuser cover? So many factors affect the fragrance experience, and as we all know with warmers and wax, such as the size of the room, humidity, airflow, and the amount of oil used. The Scentsy diffuser allows you to customize your fragrance experience for your own personal preference and room size, so we encourage you to experiment. Now remember, we recommended to start with 4 to 5 oil drops and then add more as you want to intensify that fragrance, okay? Speaking of humidity, will the Scentsy diffuser replace my humidifier? Now, though the Scentsy diffuser will add a little bit of humidity to the room because it is that cool water mist, right? It is not designed to replace a humidifier, okay? Can you replace the LED light?
That's a great question.
Ooh, good question. No, you cannot replace the light. A failure of the LED light would be classified as a manufacturer's defect, and that replacement would be covered by our lifetime warranty. All right. There is a website out there. I just want to let you know. If you do have any other questions, there are a lot of details on the Scentsy diffuser warranty on ScentsyDiffuser.com.
Well, look at that.
Yes. Okay. Is the product safe? This is a big question. Yes, the Scentsy diffuser is flameless and meets all standard electrical requirements. Okay. What type of water should I use?
Oh, this is a big question. I've got questions about distilled water, tap water, hot water, cold water.
Okay. We recommend using clean, cold tap water.
I think you need to say that one again.
Clean, cold tap water. What else do we have here? Oh, let's talk about cleaning. Does the diffuser need to be cleaned on a regular basis? We recommend cleaning your diffuser after 8 hours of use for optimal performance. Use a cotton swab to gently clean the bottom of the water reservoir, then rinse the reservoir with clean water. Simple. Yeah, simple. Will the oils clog the product? No. The Scentsy diffuser is designed to efficiently diffuse oils of all viscosities when used as directed. As directed, guys. Never use undiluted oils in the Scentsy diffuser. Always add clean, cold water to the fill line before adding oils, and clean your diffuser as directed to ensure trouble-free enjoyment. Okay? What else do we have here?
Well, let me talk about some oils.
Oh, let's do the oils.
Because we've got a bunch of oil questions.
Super duper.
Okay. There's a question, there's questions about the essential oils, the oil blends, and 100% natural oils. Okay. Essential oils are a single essential oil, and we have three: eucalyptus, lavender,
and peppermint.
Okay. The essential oil blends are blends of 2 or more essential oils. The 100% natural oils are blends of 2 or more natural and essential oils. Okay. All the oils are 100% natural and naturally derived. There are no synthetic ingredients in them at all. Okay. The oils cannot be available or not available in a combine and save. These oils are not meant to be ingested or used topically. The FDA doesn't approve or recommend them. So we have, our oils are listed on the FDA generally recognized as safe list, that's the GRAS list, and the oils all meet them, but they're not meant to be ingested or put on your skin. That's just not what they're for.
Remember, we are all about fragrance here.
We are a fragrance company. So, okay.
We're not going to make any medicinal or medical claims. We are all about fragrance here, so please remember that.
Yes, and there were some questions in the Q&A that specifically said, okay, well, I have customers asking what's best for this or what's best for this. We are all about the fragrance and the mood that the fragrance imparts on people. So that's it. The other question I saw a lot of in the Q&A is therapy grade oils. Are our oils therapy grade? And we need to talk about that too, because there is no such thing as therapy grade oils. I'm going to repeat that. There is no such thing as therapy grade oils. It's a misleading term. There's no official entity, government, that screens, evaluates, or grades essential oils. So in that spirit of authenticity, we are not going to make any claims about the products. There's no such thing as therapy grade oil, okay? People are already asking if we're going to have different oils every season or every year. We're just getting started. So I can't answer that question either, because who knows what's going to happen in the spring? Who knows what's going to happen in the fall? Okay. There's some questions about cost and why the costs differ from one oil to another. And, you know, it's kind of different. Our natural and essential oils are derived from natural ingredients. So they're subject to weather, how hard or how easy it is to extract an oil from the original source, how much is available, where it's coming from, you know, if it's coming up the street from Idaho or if we have to ship it in from somewhere halfway around the world. I mean, all these things are involved in determining costs for the different oils. So an example is lavender. It's easily renewable, it produces high yields, and it can be sourced from different producers or locations. In contrast, sandalwood is substantially more expensive because it takes longer to produce, is only found in certain parts of Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands. It yields less oil and is more difficult to extract. Okay? Despite market fluctuations, we will not adjust prices to reflect market costs during a catalog cycle. So the price you see in the catalog is the price you will pay. But due to these fluctuations, that's a reason why they wouldn't put these in a combine and save. Okay? Let me see what else I have here. Do the oils expire? That was another question I saw in the Q&A. These are 100% natural ingredients, and they're derived from 100% natural materials, so their potency may vary over time. We're going to recommend that you store your oils away from extreme fluctuations in heat or light. So just kind of like your bars.
Yeah, similar to bars.
Right? We wouldn't have you store your bars on a sunny shelf. We wouldn't have you store your oils on a sunny shelf.
Nope.
Okay? We're going to ask that you use them for best results within 2 years of the purchase. Let's talk about oils and warmers versus oils and diffusers. Okay? The diffuser is a cool mist diffuser. Our warmers are heat activated using the light bulb. So we would tell you, no, the oils are meant for a cold mist diffuser. If you put them in your warmer, just like everything else, it may cause damage to your warmer, may void the warranty of your warmer, and it's not going to give you the full fragrance experience that you would get by using it in your warmer because it's meant for the diffuser, okay? Don't mix your oils in your wax, okay? Not a good thing. Again, you're talking about 2 different forms of fragrance here, and we're not mixing oils and wax, so you shouldn't mix oils and wax. Our oils are highly concentrated. They're intended to be used with the diffuser and carried out through water molecules to deliver the best fragrance experience. I just don't mix them. I wouldn't use the oils in your vaporizer or your humidifier, okay, because again, they may damage your existing unit. Our oils are meant for our diffuser, just like our wax is meant for our warmers.
Just to let you know, the FAQs that we're going over right now are on the resources tab as is. But like we said earlier, all of these questions that we have from today's call, as well as the questions you guys texted in from reunion last week, will be combined/compiled onto that resources document. Okay? Super. Okay. All right. So let's go over to the next slide here. Also, again, I just wanted to say, we know there are, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions on the Q&A box right now. We did not get to all of those. And our intention with the Q&A box today was to use that as a collection device or a mechanism. So like we just said, we can combine all of your questions, get answers to those, and then update our FAQ document accordingly.
We are trying to get as much information as we can out to you as quickly as we can so that you have all the information before that September 1 launch date to the mass market. If you attended reunion and you registered within the first 10 days of registration, then you will be receiving your diffuser. I think they're in the process of shipping those out
Some
now.
people have already received them.
And some people have already received them. That's exciting. And that was a bonus for signing up the first 10 days. Plus, if you heard, I believe Orville mentioned about how we were looking for kind of like a test group. And so that you get to be part of our test group. But otherwise, we are trying to get as much information out to all of our consultants so that they are all prepared for that September 1 launch date, and we will be doing our best to update the FAQs and get the information out to you just as quickly as we can.
Okay, so speaking of information, first, thank you for joining us today and for, working through us as we dealt with the WebEx breakdown. We broke the internet today, guys.
Well done.
Yes, nicely done. Just as a reminder, we do training calls on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So just remember that. Training Tuesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, all those T's. We do have a couple change-ups this week, though. Like I said, we did this call today. It's a little bit different format than we typically do. We have another call tomorrow.
Another call tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I just want to let you know, there has been some confusion with, is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? What's on there? The training center is updated. It should match what's on your workstation. Everything should be all jazzy. So the bonus call is tomorrow, Wednesday, the 29th, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Dan Orchard will be on the call with us. He will be going over business changes and a catalog walk. Okay, so if you haven't gone through this, we'll do that. Our catalog is a little different this year. It is dual-sided. Flip us it down.
Yes. I'm confused the first time I saw it.
I'm like, oh my gosh, did we print this the wrong way? No. It was very intentional, okay? So there are two different sides to the catalog. Dan's going to go over this tomorrow, and then as well as those business changes that we kind of touched on a little bit with this today, but we'll go into that in greater detail tomorrow. So we'd love to have you back with us. Hopefully we don't break the internet again. You can register in the training center for that call. As a reminder, we have recorded this one. We will be editing out the horrible alien jibber jabber that was in the middle of that. So it will be a seamless recorded link for you. And then again, we do have those slides available right now for you.
And I, again, want to make sure that if you've been on the Q&A box and you've submitted your questions and we did not personally answer them, I do not want you to think that we are ignoring you, that we've ruled your question, not as important as other questions. It's quite honestly trying to get as much information out there to you, and it was just Sarah and I in here, and there's only 4 hands.
Yep.
So we are going to go through all of these questions that are in the Q&A. We will work on adding them into our existing FAQ. We are just trying to get as much information out there and see where you're going with it in your head and where you're going with it with your customers so that we can give you as much accurate information as possible before that September 1 launch.
We do have kind of a change up with all of our training calls leading into August. We want to focus on the new product training. We are making some heavy duty changes. That's what tomorrow's call is all about. Yeah. So we wanted to provide tomorrow's call, the business changes and catalog walk first, and then we're going to launch into the new categories and just provide for you more robust product training. On August 4th, we'll have skin and groom. I'm doing that one.
Okay.
On August 11th, we'll go over the kids products. They're super fun. I'm doing that one as well. And then I believe Jason Harwood is going to do clean and laundry on the 18th. So either Jason or I will be doing these calls for you into the month of August for the product training. So we hope that you will join us for those as well. We'll have those links up on the training center so you can register for all of those. We know it's a little bit past 11. We certainly appreciate you sticking with us through our technical issues, and then a couple minutes past the hour. Thank you so much for all of your support. We love you guys. We wouldn't be here without you, and we are so very excited to see what comes of all of these new products with you and your customers.
My gosh,
it's going to be an amazing season.
Amazing. We will get the recording up just as soon as we possibly can. We always say within 2 business days, but I will start working on it immediately following the call, and hopefully I can get it up before the end of the day. The slides that Sarah was going through are already in the training center, so you can find those there and look at those and review those before we get the training call in there. And as soon as we render it, we will post it to the training center, and we may even put a note on the director and Superstar Director Facebook pages so that they know and can hopefully share that information with everybody.
Okay.
I think we're done for today.
We're done. So thank you again.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you very much.
Have a fantastic week, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully for the next call.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Everyone. Bye-bye.